Shut up. In this video, we're ranking Kiwi locations by aura. Now, if you haven't been doom scrolling and maybe aren't familiar with the term aura, at least in this context, basically it means presence, lasting mental impact, just status to a degree. It's not necessarily a measure of quality, but just how much aura it has. Now, as you can probably tell, this is a scientific and objective way of ranking things. So if you disagree with any of this, it is most important that you give me a detailed essay as to why in the comments below. Wait, you're just saying that so you can get your engagement up? We're going to be utilizing the good old tier list. Let's start with a heavy hitter. You know, this is the first thing that pops up when you Google it, I believe. Milford Sound. Like, it definitely makes you feel something. Like, there's a bit of awe involved, but, like, there isn't a... Like, despite the mountains being the mountains, like, there isn't the same presence, I feel, as some of these other picks. I think strong B tier. That's what I'm feeling about it. You want to talk about a mountain with some aura, though. Let me introduce Mount Taranaki to the chat. Now, look. I was born here. This is the mountain I looked at every day for, like, the first 18 years of my life. I always thought it was pretty, but I didn't, like, quite appreciate how special it was until I left. But, like, it really just be standing out here. And also, like, due to the national park around it, it's just a big circle that you can see from space. You can't even see the Great Wall of China from space, mind you. I'm just saying, like, plus, like, it will blow at some stage. Like, this is a natural bomb. That is a little bit of aura, it has to be said. I'm saying this is S tier. This is an easy S tier. If I see a single one of you in the comments trying to call it Mount Egmont, I will block you on site. I'm not even kidding. All right, next up, we've got the city of Auckland. The city of Auckland doesn't not have aura. I believe I've directly said that in the past, that it does. It's got 1.5 million people. No other city in the country has even, like, close to that. I always feel like you can feel the scale when you're there. I think this is a strong B or A tier. That's where I'm currently sitting on it. But it is also like everyone's been to Auckland. Like, for so many people around the world, Auckland is their reference point of what New Zealand is, which is, you know, kind of very extremely misrepresentative. Is it even right? I've just gaslit myself of what the country actually is. Am I going to dock aura points for that? Yeah, B tier. Behind Milford Sound, I'm going to say. But if you want to get specific with it, the Sky Tower has a case to be made. You know, tallest building in the country. Despite the view just being Auckland, like, it is a pretty decent view. It is, like, practical excuse for existence is to be a cell tower, which is less cool. And, like, people jump off it all the time. But the stance they make you, like, fall in, or, like, is it just a gravity? I don't know. It just doesn't... I know people have done this. I'm trying to be nice when I say this. It doesn't add points to this conversation, I'm going to say. I think this is a strong A tier contender right here. I think this is an A tier product. I always forget how new this thing is, right? Like, it was finished in what? Like, open to the public in 1997. That's, like, not really that long ago. I was born in 2002, so I'm in that first initial generation that has just always known that the Sky Tower's been there. Anyways, let's talk about something that's got some real aura points. The Tai Happy Giant Gumboot. I see this all the time when I drive to Wellington from Taupo. Like, it's well made. Like, it has to be said. Like, the artist did a good job. What if I just put it in front of Auckland? Like, what would the reaction be on that? But, like, you know, unlike some of the other things on this road trip that we will get into, my head isn't naturally brought to it when I go past. Like, I have to, like, spot it. I think because of that, like, naturally that means it has not great aura. So I think that's a C tier. I would have loved to find an excuse to put in front of Auckland. I think it would have been great for an engagement, but I don't think I can. This is Lake Tekapo, I believe. Again, look, another beautiful area. And some of the best stargazing I think you can do in the country. It even featured in the Minecraft map that they did. I feel like it doesn't have quite the same status as a Milford Sound, potentially. I think this is a B tier, and we will put it behind Auckland. A touch more than the Gumboot, has to be said. All right, well, clutch your noses, because next is the Rotorua Geyser Geothermal Activity Centre. Let's address a smelly elephant in the room. It smells. Do you get used to the smell reasonably quickly? Absolutely. But it's not like you reset when you come back, you know? Like, every time I get there, it's just, yep, that's right. I actually quite like the city for what it is. The city's not on the list, I believe. But obviously, this is, like, the main staple. And look, it's cool. It's cool. Like, it's absolutely worth going if you're in the area and you haven't been. It's nifty. However, it doesn't have the same, like, mental impact to the point where I'd say it has a lot of aura, unfortunately. Let's put it in front of the Gumboot, but it's... No, am I really going to do that? No, it's B tier. It's B tier. I'm sorry. Next, let's do another city. with the city of Wellington. I adore Wellington. I love, 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 love Wellington. It is my favorite Kiwi city. I absolutely believe that Wellington has vibes. It has immaculate vibes. Do I think it has lots of aura? In the same way that maybe, and I really hate to say this, Auckland does. I am unsure. There is some points to be gained because there's just a weird feeling about the city that it shouldn't be there. The placement of it is just kind of ridiculous, considering it's the capital as well. Like, that's where the government hangs out. And like, even when you're driving there, like, it feels like almost just like appears out of nowhere. It's like, why are there 200,000 people living here? And like, because of that wind and like rough weather, there is an aura to be gained from that. You know, and plus it's got that creative heritage and like, we still have some pretty lively creative communities here. I think it is aura. I think it absolutely has more than Rotorua. Absolutely more than Lake Tekapo, I'll say. But this is where it gets really difficult for me. Damn. I believe in my original video I made last year, I put it at number 1. Did I? Yeah, I think I put it at number 1. But I was definitely like bringing vibes into the mix. Just ranking it on like, I'm going to say strictly aura, I am like struggling to really put it above it, just from I actually get from an emotional feeling from the two cities. It's going to go behind it for now. I don't feel good about it, but it feels truthful to an extent. And as we did for Auckland, let's talk about its most iconic building, the Beehive. You know, I'm kind of mixed on how I feel about the Beehive. I think if they released a Lego one, I would purchase it. Because I do think it is kind of iconic. Like, thinking about it from a global perspective, it is kind of funny that this tiny country that's just in the middle of nowhere has the government and important decisions made in a place like this. You know, like America has the Supreme Court, which definitely has aura if you go to there in person. Like, just from a pure architecture perspective, like, not from the politics of the situation. And we have this, which feels appropriate. It feels proportional. I do think it has some aura, despite me saying that. But do I think it has more aura than the Tai Happy Gumboot? I don't know. I'm not sure. It has to be a conversation. It's just want to be here. Like, I was like, my thought process was like, I don't think it has more than Wellington in general. So like, it's already bumping it down. I think Lake Tekapo is more important to what New Zealand is at its best and the aura that the country has. And I even think Rotorua falls into a similar category. The Tai Happy Gumboot. It kind of has more. I'm just like now that I'm sitting with it, I actually feel really good about this decision. I think I feel great about this. And I want to be very perfectly clear that I would rank it here regardless of the party or the politics about the building. It's not about that. It's purely an aura standpoint. Really. Oh, do you know what I'm forgetting though? I was about to say it's about how it makes me feel when I'm there. I feel that I was going to say the Gumboot has more presence, but the Beehive at night. The Beehive at night definitely has aura. It actually has to be said. They have this huge flag on the top of it that gets like illuminated, and it's kind of fire. Like, it makes me feel mad patriotic when I see it. I remember distinctly during the COVID lockdowns in 2021, the second one, the streets were very empty. I had a booster board and I would just skate around these very empty city streets. I mean, Wellington's pretty empty in general late at night, but like, it was empty during this time, which was awesome. This was still my first year in the city, so I got kind of lost, like maybe a kilometer or so from home. And I remember being like, where am I? And I just turned a corner and boom, there was the Beehive. Now that I'm actually thinking about this exact story, that actually has crazy aura. Like, that is crazy. That's exactly what we're talking about. Damn it, man. All right, we'll put in front of Gumboot. Speaking of some giant things though, we're going to do the giant LMP bottle. There was a time where I would have thrown this at S tier with no second warning. In the early days of my TikTok career, LMP was an annoyingly large part of my personality. When I was getting into the whole Kiwi niche and making content about Aotearoa New Zealand, LMP was a natural fit. And I also really rocked the drink. Like, it was, top 3 favorite soft drinks for me for a long time. And look, it still is. But look, I'm not going to get into it too much. But due to some updates and developments in my professional life, specifically one of those other drinks in the top 3, I had more favor towards now. And so my bias, it leaves. I still think it has aura. Like, again, the drink still rocks, but it's definitely not an S tier. Absolutely not. And it's definitely got less than a Sky Tower. I'm not going to put it above Milford Sound. So, it's still, New Zealand born soft drink. Like, let's celebrate it. Does it have more aura than the Beehive? I guess is a real big question here, I think. Or does it even have more than a gumboot? I kind of rock with a gumboot. The way I'm feeling about it right now, I do believe it has more aura than the gumboot. Next we have Kaikoura. This is a small town in the South Island. I've only been here properly once, but I will remember it forever. Just looking at the image on the screen, clearly a beautiful area. The thing to do here is go whale watching. Do you know how much aura a whale has? Much. Look, I think this place has aura, is what I'm trying to say. Like, whales are cool. It was a cool time. It's peak New Zealand. Definitely A tier aura. Am I putting it above the Sky Tower? Yeah, I'm putting it above the Sky Tower. It's done. It's happening. I could even go S tier with that. When we do the revision, they might go S tier. This is not the best image to choose, but I want to say this is Dunedin. I'm pretty sure this is Dunedin. Dunedin, I believe, also ranked it highly on my Kiwi Cities aura list. And I do stand by that. I think, if you go here, especially at the age of a uni student, not necessarily, I wasn't a uni student when I went, but I was 20, I was 19. You can feel like it almost feels like another country, especially in a Studentville area. Like, it doesn't feel like anything else I've felt in New Zealand. And that's not all for the right reasons, or for like healthy reasons, but they're there. They're reasons nonetheless. And like, it's on the Otago Peninsula. There's some beautiful stuff around there, and like kind of aura landscape. This is such Zoomer content I'm doing right now. It's A tier. I actually, now I'm sitting with it, it's A tier. I'm really putting it above Milford Sound. I don't think it has the same concentration of aura that the Sky Tower has. All the peaks that Kaikoura achieves, but it's a spot. People fall in love with this place for a reason, man. Like, it's freezing cold, and you're in a people live here in flats that are not safe for human living in warm places, and it's freezing down there, and they love it. Like, that just the brain disease has to be studied. Next is sticking to South Island. Next is Stewart Island. I haven't had the pleasure of going to Stewart Island, but it has aura. I think, and I'm going to say off the bat, it has an A tier level of aura. Like, I remember learning about Stewart Island in school. Like, you see it on the map, and it's like, what's going on down there? Like, what are you doing? Like, obviously there's a North Island and the South Island, and then there's Stewart Island. Like, I haven't even been there, and I feel its presence. That's aura. That's aura right there. Next up, we've got the definition of chill. We have Hobbiton. Hobbiton's cool, bro. Hobbiton is worth going if you have any, like, slight love for Middle Earth. Yeah, this place is aura. Absolutely. I think this slots in pretty confidently between... I think this fits in pretty confidently. Damn, am I going to... Like, I feel like this sits, like, right in front of the Beehive. Nah, let's just put it in B. Let's just throw it in B. It's Hobbiton, man. While we're talking about Middle Earth and that kind of life, let's bring Weta Workshop into the picture. Obviously, we'll discuss Wellington and its creative heritage and legacy. Weta Workshop is a humongous part of that. Cannot have that conversation without mentioning Weta Workshop. I'm going to say it exceeds the aura points of Wellington at the very least. The concentration, and the fact that it's just in Miramar always kind of cracks me up. And I'm going to say it has more aura than both Dunedin and the Sky Tower. Talk about Dunedin before. We didn't talk about the Dunedin train station. I believe it's the most photographed building in the world, or at least in the Southern Hemisphere. Nice photo. Oh, obviously that's the Eiffel Tower. Duh. in Southern Hemisphere. Oh, the Sydney Opera House. It's just got to be New Zealand. God, this is so embarrassing. Do I cut this, or was this the Dunedin Railway Station? There we go. Okay, just New Zealand. Still, that's something. Damn, that was expensive on the aura points though. Like, that was kind of my fault. But when I was thinking about doing this video, I was going to rank it high because I can't believe I thought it was the most photographed building in the world. That's ridiculous. Like, obviously that's the Eiffel Tower foremost. Okay, look, it's definitely B tier because of that. It's definitely got less than Wellington. It is cool. Like, it is pretty. And behind Wellington's kind of where I like to sit it. Like, it is cool. And it is a beautiful building. And I understand why people take so many photos of it. but I don't actually like it being in front of Lake Tekapo. Speaking geothermal activity though, let's bring up the hot water beach. Look, it does what it says on the tin. There's hot water at this beach. Does it have aura though? I just don't think it does. It feels, despite it being exactly what it says it is, and like being quite cool, not literally, obviously, but like to its it's a interesting natural, attraction. But it just still somehow feels like a tourist trap. I'm just saying, like it's behind the gumboot. Sue me. We haven't put anything in D tier yet. Am I even going to put anything in D tier? No, I should have thrown Auckland down there. Okay, this could be a D tier. This thing is ridiculous. I think of the trilogy of oversized objects on this list, it is the weakest. It looks the worst as well. I feel I'm being so mean. It also is like one of the cheapest properties on the New Zealand Monopoly board. There's a big cost on the points there. How could I not put it in D tier? I'm sorry. Like, respect to the artist that did it, it's still impressive that like it's standing up on such a small base and all that. But I'm it's such a stretch though. Like, I actually don't care for it like that. Talk about the Tongariro National Park. Again, I drove past this. I don't really see it. I drove past this a lot on my travels. It's beautiful. It's stunning. I want to spend more time here in the future. However, due to being a kid that grew up in Taranaki and had access to the story of Battle of the Mountains, like I can't feel too strongly towards it, unfortunately. Like it does have I am kind of conditioned to see it as an op, but it's cool. It's a C tier. Like again, it's natural beauty. Oh, it does have aura. Like I was going to try and lie to you and say it doesn't have aura. I'm not putting it above Hobbiton though. That's just simply how I feel about that. God, we've got like a great bell curve going on here. Like isn't this like such a good list? Talk about something else in the same area. Mount Ruapehu. This Ruapehu absolutely has A tier aura at the least. Here's my reasoning. When you were driving down that road in clear day, it like pulls your head towards it. Obviously you're looking at the road, definitely, but you can feel like it's nagging presence. Like, I want to look at that. Even at nighttime, I can still feel it's there. Sometimes you just see the outline of it, but like, even when it's just pitch black, you still feel like its presence looming over you. Am I crazy? And I'm not crazy because I've heard, and I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy because I've heard other people say the same thing. And if that is an aura, I don't know what is. Strong A tier. I'm putting it above Kaikoura. Strong A tier. Like, strong A tier. Could even make a run for S tier, but we'll keep it now. But we'll keep it there for now and redecide later. We've got the Waitangi Treaty Grounds. I think for every New Zealander, this is an essential visiting spot at some stage. It's actually got more aura than a Sky Tower. Now that I'm really sitting with it, I'm going to put it above the Sky Tower. I feel okay about that. I should probably put it above Weir Workshop as well, to be honest. Right, we've got Mountain Cook. Is this a hot take? Maybe it's just because I'm on North Islander and I haven't been around there enough. I don't think it has aura. It's our tallest mountain. And that's cool. That's respect. But it doesn't have like an Everest-like reputation, I would say. Like, it's like, if you climb it, that's cool. Is it a hard climb? Is a challenging technical climb. Okay, well, Aldaki. Yeah, it's slightly better. It's helping the points. We'll put it high up. But it's not above Wellington. The Southern Alps, on the other hand, I feel very differently about. I think Southern Alps off the bat are an S tier. I think the Southern Alps are awesome. Whenever I'm in the South Island and have a view of the Southern Alps, I can stare at them for hours. I feel so strongly every time I see them, and there has to be aura. Like, they're just so expansive. They're so beautiful. They're just so impressive. Like, just such a remarkable piece of nature. I think from standalone aura, I would still say Mount Taranaki and Stewart Island have more. One, because it's legit. The other one, because I'm just very biased. But Southern Alps, That's an S tier. Absolutely an S tier. S tier might actually be about to get crowded. All right, let's also talk about Queenstown. Queenstown has D aura. Hear me out. Milford Sound's on here. The Southern Alps are on here individually. Those things have aura. But we're going to talk about Queenstown as just a town, an area. I don't... No, okay. Am I being too harsh? I might be being too harsh. I just don't think it has the same pull of a town or city as it should, you know? Like, it's cool, but it's in a beautiful area. Like, really, if you just dropped it in the middle of the island of no, cheat code landmarks around it, it just kind of becomes Palmerston North. Yeah. I don't mean any offense to the people that live there, but really sit with it and be honest with yourselves. I thought Mount Taranaki is tier. This is going to upset some people, I think. Okay. We have Christchurch. I quite like Christchurch. If I was going to go to university or, tertiary education, I would have ended up in Christchurch. That's where my brother is now. Obviously, it's a city that's rebuilt itself in a lot of ways. It's gone through a lot. And, is hanging on there. The city centre is very nice. Like, some nice parts of Christchurch. Talk about Wellington on a good day. Christchurch on a good day is just as good. And I'm going to put it right there next to it. Definitely more than Mount Cook. Definitely more than Aoraki. Aoraki, am I saying that right? Alright, next is Lake Taupo. Alright, clearly, there's a map of it behind me. It's also that way. I was looking at it earlier. It's beautiful. I get a bit of flack for how much I put, Taupo into my Kiwi Cities videos as it's, started to happen. And I get it. It's not the most influential town or city. But you want to talk about the lake and something that has aura. The more I find out about Lake Taupo, the more I respect it and feel its presence. It is so big. It is huge. Whenever I get on a vessel and I'm out around the ridge of it and you can see the expanse, it is so massive. It's just such an overwhelmingly large collection of water. Also, one of my two iwi is from the Taupo area, so bias. I mean, I love it, but there's a strong bias here. But I think even without that, I would be putting it S tier. All right, Waitangi Caves. I've had the pleasure of doing the Waitangi Caves. It's absolutely worth it. And really what this comes down to is it before or after the gumboot? I do like it. It's worth doing, 100% worth doing. But does it have aura? I don't think it does. All right, next we have Te Papa, another Wellington staple. Free admission if you're a Kiwi, that's fine. Not more than the Beehive, although very cool at night. It is more than LMP bottle though. I like it there. And last but certainly not least, we have the tree Tane Mahuta. I've only seen Tane Mahuta once in person, but it has presence. There's undisputable, palatable aura in this tree. It's absolutely in the S tier. And look, now that we've done it, I guess we're going to get into the revision areas. This S tier is really breaking my heart. I don't really know where to put it. I think I need to take Taranaki. I think I need to be honest with everyone and myself and take Taranaki away from the tippy top of it. It will be staying in S tier though. This is so difficult. We'll go out from the bottom and do our adjustments. Owakuni Carrot, I'm happy with being last. No disrespect to it. Again, if it wasn't F tier, I wouldn't have put F tier. I'm happy with where it is. Queenstown is my controversial take. I didn't think it was going to go there when I made this video. I'm already thinking about it, but now that I'm cooking, I feel like I'm cooking. C, hot water. We're getting to C, but hot water beach. I feel good about that. Feel good about Waitangi Caves. I kind of wish the Taiapi gumboot got higher, but what in good faith could I put it in front of? I don't know. So I think it has to be there. Maybe the LMP bottle, but again, I'm just being petty at a point. Te Papa maybe ended a bit low. And I also think maybe the Beehive ended up a bit low. Because again, I'm really thinking about that nighttime view of it. I feel pretty good about this A tier now. Alright, let's do a bit more reshuffling. Yeah, which brings us to the S tier. Oh, well, okay. I don't think Stewart Island is okay. Damn. All right, Stewart Island definitely isn't first. Put the Southern Alps in front of it because I know for a fact I feel more strong about the Southern Alps than Stewart Island. Stewart Island's actually at the back end of it. It's for what it is. It demands so much aura, but that is for what it is. So I think putting it at the back of S tier makes sense to me. This is like, again, I've only seen it once, but I just remember like when you see it, it just clicks and you just feel it immediately. Tane Mahuta at number 1. Just an absolute unit, and to be honest, kind of the goat. Like really, like New Zealand at its core natural identity is like largely trees. Like it's mostly trees, and this is like, and this is the most tree of them all. And I think that makes sense putting it number 1. But you got to make an argument for the Taihape Gumbo, like really.